Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 204. I'm your host as always. I'm Dan. I'm joined by my co-host as always. It is Samson. Happy Meta Connect week, Samson. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Dan, it's still weird to hold up a 2 at the start of the episode for me.
Yeah,
it feels weird. But yeah, happy Meta Connect news episode.
Right.
Are you excited about anything?
We'll get into it. There's a couple of things that I was excited about, but it is obviously not really... And I actually know a couple of the things that we are going to talk about actually weren't announced at the Connect.
We got some good questions, too.
Yeah, we got some good questions. So, yeah, we're going to go through what happened at the Meta Connect. We're recording this after the actual Connect has shown, because it was a late 8 p.m. Connect, which was really weird. So, I sat there after dinner, just watched it before bed, and 8 p.m. Eastern anyway. We've not had our hands on, but a few creators and Upload VR have had hands on with Reach and Arken. So we'll just talk a little bit about that from what we saw from their early hands on. And then also in part 2, Future Proof, friend of the show, who's in our Discord community, he posted 10 questions for us to answer to get to know us. So we're going to go in and answer all them. And then if there's anything that we've been playing, we'll talk about that as well. So that's our show. Nice little fun show for you.
Housekeeping.
Excellent. Discord, there's a link below for free access to the Discord. Come and join us. There's plenty of people in there, always talking, chatting, pulling up games together as well, which is great to see. The Walkabout tournament, the weekly Walkabout tournament, is currently offline, but Healing Entree is coming back real soon with the next season of that, where you can post your scores with the courses that he tells you to, and Dan, you can see how you rank across the community.
This season he let us pick the first weeks, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I don't remember what I said. So yeah, no cheating. So I don't remember what I said to him. So I can't cheat. And then also, if you want to support us at $1 or more at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. Samson, let's get straight into the Meta Connect. It's primarily a smart glasses event this year, but I want to flip the script and talk about the VR stuff first, because we are a Meta Quest podcast. We're a VR podcast. We'll talk about those other things as well, maybe a little bit less so. Maybe go to like the really tech people, tech YouTubers and outlets if you want to hear more about those, but we're focusing more on the VR stuff. Sam, I want to start with, I thought the biggest thing, Horizon TV is now a thing. In fact, I didn't realize that they actually did announce this back on September 11th, but I did not clock it whatsoever.
Just a little ago.
Showed it in the Connect anyway, but Horizon TV is the finally the Oculus TV app revamp that we've been waiting for God knows how long. If you remember, the Oculus TV app was just an app which had just random immersive experiences, but it wasn't sorted. It was just all over the place. Some of the stuff you couldn't find unless you knew what you were looking for to search it. It was a mess.
It was a lot of user-generated content. It did have some good stuff, like the movies were there, and if you knew what they were titled, you could search for them.
That's right.
It wasn't ideal.
No, it wasn't. Now it looks a lot better. Now, essentially what they've done is they've made it look a lot like an Apple TV, a Fire Stick TV, like any smart TV interface where you have all your apps. So obviously the apps that they have, so they're going to have on at least the US side, you've got Prime Video, Peacock, Pluto TV, DAZN, Twitch, Disney Plus and such. I looked on mine. Disney Plus is not on the Canada one, at least for now. Is it on yours?
I think it might have said coming soon. I haven't hopped in VR yet.
Yeah, maybe it's coming soon. But for Canada, it was just pretty much Prime Video, DAZN, Twitch, and like you could do Spotify and Amazon Music as well in there. But that's pretty much it. But it was more of an interface. So you go in and it shows you a bunch of movies and such, and like just recommends a few stuff. But when you click on it, it goes open in Prime Video apps. So it's more like a hub to get to those apps, but it's nice to have everything all in one place. They also have a bunch of tabs as well. So they have like movies, TV shows, immersive, sports, music, and watch list on there. And the immersive tab is still lacking, in my opinion. I went on it today, and it's decent because you go into immersive and it looks similar to Oculus TV. It's a little bit better sorted, but I think it still will be better if they created like as in like when you go into movies or TV shows, you can get like collections or like blockbuster movies, and it has like full size posters and such. It will be nice and immersive for the curated content, like the David Attenborough series, for example, to have like big posters for them, so you could just click on them and it takes you to all of the episodes or something like that, rather than just having them all as just random thumbnails for those episodes. So it's still a little bit work to do on the immersive to make it better sorted, but it is a big improvement over
once you've logged into Amazon Prime or those, will it still, like, I wish then it would just open right into them, but I imagine it still has to go through. It
still has to go through. It still opens a Prime app, and then it loads, and so it still works well. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of like I have an Apple TV, and if you go into the Apple TV app on there, it kind of does the same thing.
That's what I was thinking. You can log into those things, and then they'll show up there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, Netflix missing, but they don't seem to have any interest in bringing any VR apps to anything. And then this kind of ties it. Also, there's the Dolby Atmos sound at the moment, but Dolby Vision, which is currently available on Apple Vision Pro, will be coming later this year.
Do you think we'll start getting the Apple exclusive 3D content?
No, I don't think so. I think Disney Plus is coming, but I don't know, unless they're like timed exclusives or something like that, which they could very well be. But obviously Disney Plus is coming, but I wouldn't expect an Apple Vision Pro experience straight away, like where you go and click on one of the Star Wars films, for example, and then the whole environment around you turns into Tatooine or something like that. I think that's very exclusive for Apple. That's been built for there and maybe commissioned by them as well. I doubt it, but stuff like that could happen in the future. Maybe not for Disney, but for something else potentially.
What about the Bloomhouse Enhanced Cinema Horror app?
What is that, Samson? Tell me more, because that's US only for now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, right now
I couldn't download it.
I can only wishlist it. It says October 2025. So
I clicked on your link because you put it in the Discord, and I clicked on it on my phone, and it says not available in your region.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, but tell everyone, what is it? What is it?
I will. We'll let the fear in. Horror that hits harder. But it's basically a big screen app, a movie app, where the screen has effects happen like behind it. Like you've seen TVs with lights around it type of deal. It's that on steroids, because it says they'll have immersive effects and spatial audio, cinema that surrounds you, iconic films reimagined to be scarier than ever. I'm not really into horror movies, but this just sounds so cool as like a whole concept. I'm gonna have to try it out. Like, of
course.
I think in the video, in the ad, they showed like fire coming out from the like in an explosion. It makes it seem so big.
It's like a 4D cinema in a way, but what it does is it's really cool. Where I've not seen. There's two films that are going to be out straight away. It's Megan and Black Phone. I've only seen Black Phone. I've not seen Megan, but what happens is that in Black Phone, essentially the main protagonist is kidnapped and they're like trapped in this basement.
Hawke.
Yeah, I think he plays the main villain.
Yeah, he's the sadistic killer here. There
you go. So the protagonist is trapped in a basement little. I think it's a girl. So she has a bed.
It says a teenage boy is abducted by a sadistic killer and discovers a phone in his basement cell that allows him to communicate with the killer's previous victims.
Yeah, okay, so it was a boy. So in that cell itself, or in that basement cell, the background of the movie, so the immersive world around you, turns into that room, essentially.
Oh, that's creepy.
So you're in the room,
like you're there. Yeah.
And you're watching the screen. And I've saw a screenshot from Megan, and it was similar thing where the person's in the woods, and all of a sudden the environment around you is in the woods as well. So yeah, I don't know how far they're going to take it. Where are they going to have a bit of jump scares in there as well, where a character will just appear in the background or something like that? Yeah, it could be horror in its. It's a very clever idea. It's
I hope
enhancing the horror 2D films, big time, big time.
Yeah. I hope I can do it with somebody. I doubt I'll be able to, but I'm hoping for some, a big screen.
Single user, Samson. You do this on your own. You get locked in this basement on your own.
Too scary.
Yeah. Immersive effects and it has spatial audio too. And yeah, it's available in the United States only, and I don't expect it to come anywhere else, to be honest with you. Who's to say that it's going to work with a VPN though? I don't know. So maybe I'll try that out. But yeah, the thing is, I couldn't even download the app. Where at least with the I'll try it. I'll play around. I'll see what I can do.
Moving into other 3D content, were you able to watch the Avatar? 3D?
I did, yeah. So they announced the Avatar: Fire and Ash, which is the movie that's coming out by James Cameron in December. The sequel to I can't remember what the last one was called, but anyway, it came out 2 years ago, and they came out.
The third one.
It's this, yeah. It is technically I guess it is technically the third one, yeah, because the first one came out so long ago. It was this is the sequel to the, not reboot, but when they've just started doing them again. Anywho, they've released a short teaser trailer in 3D. And in fact, there's a full trailer, and then there's just a short little clip that I think that's exclusive for just VR. To be honest with you, it's just a random scene in the movie that you can watch in 3D. And I did watch it, Samson, and it gave me the same feelings of watching 3D in the cinema. It's just that sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a little bit jarring when it's fast motion, and that's about it. There wasn't much more to it. It's cool if you're into 3D films. I'm not super into 3D films, but I really enjoyed the 3DS.
When it's done well.
When it's done well, it's done well. It's really cool.
Mad Max was good.
Yeah, when it's done well, it's done well. Don't get me wrong. Did you watch it? The Avatar clip?
No, not yet. I haven't. Dan, I just got home from work, and then I answered all the 10 questions, and I read the news, and that's it. But I did watch the Connect last night. My lovely girlfriend watched with me.
Fair enough. I would say this is nothing to do with this, but it is to do with Avatar. I watched the Avatar, the one that just came out before this, so the one before this new one, in the cinema in 3D in IMAX, and it really threw me off because there were certain scenes that were I think 120 hertz frame rate or something like that, or 145. I can't remember exactly what the frame rate, but it was way more increased than a typical movie would be, and it threw me off. Oh yeah, you could tell big time. It threw me off big time because it was certain scenes, and then they would cut back to normal. And the ones that were just in normal frame rate looked good, looked like a good movie. It was enjoyable to watch. The ones that were enhanced frame rate threw me off big time because it felt like I was just playing a game. It felt like I was playing a video game, and I was expecting as soon as it ended, someone's going to get me a controller, and I was going to continue myself, and it wasn't. That's funny. Just like a movie. And in the trailer I watched is the exact same thing. You could see that enhanced frame rate at certain sections, and I'm like, I don't really like that because it does take it too far to a game. If you record video on your iPhone, you obviously know it's from a phone compared to an actual film video camera, unless they edit it and such. Similar kind of thing. You can tell that something's off. And yeah. Anywho, Samson, another thing that's US only though, the Meta Horizon Hyperscape is what they showed off. So what that is well, what Zuckerberg showed on the floor in the video was the fact that you can capture a real world scene with your Quest 3 or Quest 3S and then basically visit it in VR with photorealistic graphics.
All right, Dan, should we do our offices?
Well, here we go. It's a US only for now. Although I did see a tweet from Gamertag that he said he was able to do it, and he's in VPN. The UK. So yeah, I don't know, but I've also saw the tweets that VPNs don't work as well. So I have no idea. But yeah, it's really interesting. So there's the few steps that you need to do is you got to pan like with your head around the room. So it's creating a mesh, just like you set up your Guardian when you did that. Although I haven't done that for ages, which is really
nice. It was like, yeah, setting up the spatial space or whatever, like the room. Yeah.
Setting up that. Then you have to walk around a second time, but get a little bit closer to the objects to kind of get in tight spots or something like that to kind of get every little bit. And then it uploads to Meta services. And then it takes around 2 to 4 hours, and then it comes back to you and it's ready. And then you can then use it and interact with it. Right now, only you can do that, but in the future, multiplayer is coming. So the fact that you can bring people into your environment. And David Heaney on Upload VR, he tested this out on Act Connect, and he said he was blown away of how good it is, especially with things in the background. So they showed, on one of the videos, they showed like Gordon Ramsay's kitchen. And obviously it was you could see windows, and at the windows it was a garden. It captured the garden perfectly as well. So it has cool. That, which is crazy. So do you see a reason why one would use this at all?
Yeah, a lot of reasons. I mean, for showing off a room, a house, a space, to visit, to share space. I know like early on I was doing this with this is like why I got one of the LiDAR iPhones. Phones. Yeah, and me and Kai made our apartments in VR chat so we could visit each other, like see each other's apartments. And then like I went and visited his real apartment, like that I had already been to in VR. It was very, very surreal. Cool. Yeah, his cats were in different places.
yeah, that's really cool, actually. Yeah, you could do something like that. You could also, I just thought about like if you just had a kid and they have their own bedroom, you could scan the bedroom how it is, and then 5-10 years out later you could do it again. Obviously this will be more of a norm. Yeah. And then come when the kid's a teen or something like that, or moving out, you're like, oh, this is the progression of your bedroom from like when you were a kid all the way to adolescence or something like that. So then you could show them the whole progression, which will be cool. Very like niche things, but things for the future for sure. Things for the future, especially if you wanted to visit like actual real world places. It's going to make Google Earth, those kind of things, like really cool.
Yeah, just like memories wise, it's really, really cool, really important.
Yeah, right. So this is actually really cool. Another one, Samson, you have to try this out because US only.
I will for sure, especially when I get this elliptical out from behind me.
Yeah. Maybe do it in your living room or something. Otherwise, I'll just see a box and I'll be like, okay, Samson, we need to see more. I wonder if you can scan. I wonder how large you can scan. Like
what is the whole first floor or something?
Yeah. Exactly. Could you do the whole house? It will be. This is amazing also for in the future doing like viewings, apartment viewings or something like that, or you just go onto the website and you could just have an immersive view. You already kind of have that when you're looking at floor plans and such. You can people put their 360 cameras and you can kind of go around and get a sense, but this time it'd be more photorealistic. You can put the VR headset on and you can walk around and be like, okay, yeah, I want to book a proper viewing or something like that.
As we were just painting some of these rooms in the house, I was looking at colors and I have such a hard time. Like I can see the color and I understand like what it's going to look like. Right. But I don't understand what it's going to feel like to be surrounded by that color. And that's a really hard thing for me to like imagine. Yeah. And so, it could potentially be a way to experiment like how with many different colors of rooms and like to actually get a sense of what they feel like.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. So yeah, really cool feature, something that obviously is more of a niche, but just a cool futuristic feature rather. I wonder if they'll let you do the exact same thing on your smartphone at some point and then have it beam to meta services and then come back and you can just view it in VR rather than having to scan it with your head. Or maybe the trackers in Quest are just built for it and it's just a lot easier to do it that way.
Do you have to have the Quest 3 or can the Quest 3S do it?
3S can do it as well. 3 and 3S. They both have the exact same sensors. The only thing is the lenses, right? So yeah, definitely can do it. And that Samsung is hit when it comes to VR, when it comes to Connect VR, to be honest with you. Let's move on to the non-VR stuff. Horizon AI Creator was a big thing that you can now create. Well, you'll be able to create worlds in Horizon with AI, and they've made it easier. I kind of brushed past this, I'm not going to lie, because, but it's going to make people making things in the metaverse much easier for sure. But yeah.
Yeah, everything that will be made with AI, visited by AI avatars, and the dead internet can continue on into the metaverse.
Correct. Discord support for 2026 was announced. This was actually announced the day after in the developer. They didn't really, as far as I'm aware, they didn't really say anything what it would be, but it was like full on integrated within.
Like an app.
Yeah, Quest. You probably can do like Discord calls and such like that through.
That'll be great, actually, so we don't have to do. I think the meta calls are limited to 8 people or whatever.
Interesting. Yeah, so I'm assuming because they said it's going to be fully integrated, so I'm assuming it's going to be similar to having like the Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger app it's going to be the same thing. So that's going to be really helpful for the future for sure, especially if you're in a game and you need to send them a room code and, you don't have to look at your phone. And then, Samsung, we get to smart glasses galore. That was the whole Connect, to be honest. It started off with the smart glasses. It was the big talking points. We've got updated Ray-Bans, Garmin watch integration, new Oakleys as well. But the biggest talking point is obviously the Meta Ray-Ban display with neural band, which is going to come in at $800. And essentially, if you don't watch this real quick, it's a much thicker version of the Ray-Bans. Like it looked like normal ones, but as soon as you put it on his face, it definitely a more thicker version of the Ray-Bans.
It looked like my father's glasses from the early 90s.
Yes, that's exactly what it was like.
They look thick.
They are thick borders on those glasses, yeah, for sure. But he showed. Sorry, Samsung, for the audio listeners, Samsung's reenacting it, shall we say. But he showed off the neural band for the first time. We saw prototypes of this in the past, but he showed it off, and it is just like a discrete band on your wrist, and it's really, really impressive, to be honest, because the whole point of it is it's just a normal Ray-Bans like smart glasses that you have, but now there's a display in the right side of your right corner of your eye. And you can access stuff like WhatsApp, you can take pictures, and you have a viewfinder on there. You can zoom, you can see pictures. You can do a video call, which is kind of a bit odd because you'll do the video call, you'll be able to see the other person, but they can just see what you're looking at. So in certain cases, that's going to be great because you're like, for certain cases, but most of the time, video calls, you want to see the person. So, but I thought the biggest star of the show was the actual neural band. When Mark was using it live on air or on the show, it looked like it worked flawlessly. Like every little movement that he was making, now granted, you're just kind of going through menus, and he's doing some handwriting as well to write like text,
handwriting was really cool.
Really cool. Handwriting's not going to be there at launch; it's going to be a little bit later on, but that's the start of something like really impressive in terms of technology of what you can do. The fact that you can make all these gestures without needing to make any sudden movements. But I just saying, like, a lot of people now, when they're going to have these sunglasses and in the future are going to be always looking in the bottom right of their glasses and always twitching their right or left hand, depending on what the link is on. So, see it how you will on that. But what do you think about this, Samson?
Yeah. Sunglasses galore. Meta's definitely leaning into the wearables. And
you like them, right? You have the Ray-Bans. You've had second pair now.
Yeah, but I wear my Oakleys most of the time that are not Meta, because even my Ray-Bans they're like too heavy to wear for too long. So I imagine that these would also probably feel the same to me. But I also only have the sunglasses, so like I'm not going to wear them inside either. So they're good for like driving. Sometimes, like if I see an accident's coming up, I'll throw them on, something like this, or you're out at a barbecue type of deal.
Yeah.
But I definitely do not use them day to day, mostly because of comfort. But the I did like the Shield Oakleys or whatever. Yeah. With the camera in the middle. I mean, not for me, but for anybody, like it's going to start competing with wear those instead of a GoPro type of deal for cyclists. And Dan, I really want to see like an entire NFL play where everybody's wearing them and they record the play, and then you have everybody's first person view and somehow compile that into something I want to watch. Like just like sports.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I feel like getting a lot of sports like first person would just be cool.
They did share it with the Red Bull Extreme Sports, so that made a lot of sense.
It's probably a lot easier to non-contact sport.
Yeah, and golf as well. They showed it that and whatnot.
As far as the HUD glasses, they're cool. It's definitely got like Gen 1 vibes, especially with how all the live demo went. The wristband's definitely very cool. I think the coolest part of the HUD glasses, though, for me is like now anybody who's deaf has lifetime supply of subtitles.
Yeah. That part was amazing.
Like the coolest part. Also for like traveling to visit other countries, can like maybe get around easier. I guess they have to be connected to the internet somehow. So depending where you are, that could lose.
Maybe now, but maybe in the future you'll be able to just download offline. And such
full languages, yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, they're pretty cool. I'm not interested in them, although if I think that like a lot of people who wear glasses, you can get like insurance or like work will cover new glasses.
You can get prescription lenses as well for this to -4 +4. So anything
more expensive though.
Most likely, yeah. The normally with there's always an extra $100 probably or something like that on top. To be honest with you, but for $800, I think it feels like a bit of a steal for that price, because it seems like really cool new tech with the Neuroband and everything's kind of improved.
What's the resolution on the little HUD?
Oh, I don't know, but I remember it going up to like 5,000 nits of brightness, which is really, really bright, brighter than your phone.
Could you? I mean, you can't watch YouTube, right? They didn't advertise that, but I guess like once you're able to like kind of do that or like watch a movie, maybe, you piqued my interest.
Watch a movie, yeah, fair enough. It is cool that you can wear them inside outside, and it changes. It's like is it the bifocal? Is that what you call it? Where it just changes from light to dark with your shades.
That is not what we call that. Bifocal is when it's in the middle and
it's not that.
Like to reading close and seeing far.
It's not that, but
I don't know what you call those. The ones that sort of transition.
Transition lenses. That makes a lot more sense. But so yeah, it just transitions so it adjusts to the light, and the cool thing about it is that you can't see that someone's got a screen in there. You can see it obviously if you're recording and such, and that's just like normal. The thickness of the glasses will suit certain people. Certain people, especially I think.
Who's that going to suit?
I think thick glasses suit certain women. I think thick glasses suit women. I've not seen many men with thick glasses, but I could be wrong. But like, there is certain people like glass. It's just fashion, right? So like, some people are gonna suit it, some people aren't gonna suit it. It definitely looks way better than the spectacles.
I don't think anybody's gonna wear these because of how stylish they are. It's certainly gonna be for the features.
That's true. No, that's true. But I
But
think
they
that's
might. What you're saying is like they're stylish, and I get that. Like they're stylish enough where somebody who wants those features but doesn't want to completely look like a buffoon, I guess. But like they still, you're like, if you wear those out, people are gonna notice.
Well, yeah, it depends on the day. If you're wearing them and it's tinted at the time because it's sunny outside, it actually looks pretty solid because it kind of just looks like normal Wayfarers. But if you wear
people
it,
notice my Ray-Bans.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But it's what I'm trying to say is that if you compare it to the Snapchat spectacles, it's night and day. It's night and day. These look way better.
Yeah.
These look way better, but they're like proper AR glasses, right? They're a little bit different, but still, these look way better. And yeah, it's quite impressive.
They're cool. What it is, for sure. I feel like I'm a couple generations from like being in on them. I like what I got now. Is the live AI going to come to my glasses? I'm not sure.
A few of the features are going to come to your glasses. I'm not sure about the live AI, but definitely the Garmin watch support. If you have a Garmin watch, that's coming.
I do not.
There's other few things that are coming as well, but yeah, the cool thing about it too is that you'll have navigation. So if you wanted to do turn-by-turn navigation with the glasses, that's really cool. It's definitely something that I would be more interested in. The only reason why it's not something for me, I think, I'm not going to lie, and this might just be my own bias, is anything like this when it comes to tech, I normally just wait for Apple to do it. To be honest, like even the folding phones look really appealing to me. Except, well, yeah, that's two. Yes, that's a different thing. The folding phones look really impressive to me, especially the ones that you can flip, so you can make it smaller. And I'd love to have one of those, but I would just wait till Apple does it, and especially when Apple does that like second generation version of it as well. So I'm sure Apple will do one of these. I mean, I'm not. This is going completely off topic, but it's kind of on the glasses front. Apple's new phone, the iPhone Air, which is coming out as of recording, is incredibly impressive, because if you look at what that phone is it's really thin, but all of the phone is at the top camera bump, or plateau is what they call it. Everything's in there, and if you see, if it's really impressive, like if you see like a teardown of it, it's all battery, and the whole phone is in that top little pill right at the top, and it's like, whoa, okay, that's that small.
Tiny.
That could be one side of a glasses frame, and then the other side could be battery or something like that at one point. Like they're getting there to something like that, but it's going to be, we're still years off. Let's get the Vision Pro down a bit. But anyway, Samson, that will do for the Connect. Let's get into some stuff for Auto Connect before we wrap up this part one here. Hands-on with Reach. A bunch of content creators or outlets got hands-on with Reach. They did like an event in London, UK. But I've looked at the Upload VR one, and Henry Stockdale was there, and he says he continues to be impressed on every occasion. He's tried this game 3 times now, and the cool thing about this demo is that he's using Quest 3. There's Quest 3, no PSVR 2, but you could probably assume it's close enough to the PC version. And you should go definitely read this article, but just to pull up the Quest 3 part, he said the native Quest 3 version holds up against the Steam edition pretty well, with the expected visual trade-offs, though pop-in is considerably more noticeable. My only major gripe is some performance issues during the White Rabbit section, something our regular contributor Pete Austin, friend of the show, also experienced, though neither of us encountered issues elsewhere on Quest 3. Otherwise, this compares pretty well. which is great to hear, Samson. I know you're going to play on PSVR too, but still in general.
Yeah,
for our listeners.
It's great to hear for you and the listeners.
Yeah, it's great to hear. I'm super excited. This comes out on October 16th. It's less than a month away now. We're right around the corner, and we'll obviously play it a bunch, and I'll give you our thoughts of it. But everything that I'm hearing from, whether it's from Upload VR, from other outlets, it seems like this game is delivering on what it promised when it was first announced, which is really
definitely cool. Sounds promising, and the screenshots and all that look really quite solid. Good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely excited to finally get into it again.
Another
this
game
time with your inspiration to help me get through.
October 30th. This next game, which was announced for November, but it's now been brought forward. Arken is coming out on Quest 3, as we know, and people have had hands-on once again. This time, Don Hopper from Upload VR was the one who tried the Quest 3 port of this game. Once again, we should read the article, but I did pull out a few things. Key points here. On the visuals, he says the textures are scaled back and lighting feels flatter, but it still looks impressive. The sound design, pretty much the same, and he said he loves the music. He really wants the soundtrack of it. It's fantastic. The performance, climbing is responsive, hanging on cliff edges are daunting, hardly any stuttering, some frame rate drops in heavily populated combat sequences, but no big deal and didn't deter from his experience. In terms of the combat, he said it's very satisfying. The blocking has weight to it, and perfectly timed counter-strikes make you feel powerful. And overall, he said he played the first 3 levels, and it shows that it's a great port, and you're not missing out on the Quest 3, which is music to my ears as well.
What are you going to do here? We got the 16th, we got the 30th. We don't got enough time to... Are we just going to crush Reach?
Probably. We won't finish either of these games, let's be honest. Together, we're
going to finish one of them.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, obviously, Arken coming out on Quest 3, that's when you're then going to play the PSVR 2 version, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So you can play it at the same time. Yeah, so you'll play it on the high fidelity. I'll play it on the Quest 3 for everyone, and also just for myself, because there's no other version that I can play. But yeah, I'm beyond excited. October, we're going to be eating good. It's going to be a great time. We've got these 2 games, and then Deadpool comes out sometime in November, and I forget the date. I think it was November 16th or something like that as well. So the next, from October 16th to November 16th, that whole month, we're going to have 3 big titles. And that's not including all the little titles that are coming around it that we've talked about in past episodes, right? So yeah, it's going to be a great time. You excited? We're less than a month away.
There's too much time and too little time and too much to do. I got confused with the Willy Wonka quote.
Right. Well, Samson, you've got 3 weeks to chill out for a little bit. Get some gaming or whatever that you want to play.
It's almost spooky season, and I'm kind of wanting to do it a little bit this year.
There you go.
We're going to get into some games we played, but I did already start.
All right, we'll get to that in a minute. One quick thing before we wrap this part up, though. Non-Quest news. That was terrible. The Nintendo Direct happened, and they announced a Virtual Boy accessory, which I thought was sick. It's $100. It's only available in the US and Canada, and it's full on. It's
I think that's
Virtual Boy.
Also, I do think Henry Stockdale actually got one. So I think.
Wait, did he get one even though he was in the UK?
Yeah, I think. That's what I'm saying. I think it's actually everywhere, or at least in the UK as well.
I thought, maybe.
Are you gonna get one?
No. I don't have the nostalgia for it. I did get their N64 controller, but once again, I don't have nostalgia for that. But I wanted to play Zelda with the actual proper controller, and you needed to. With the N64 controllers, you need to play them with the 64 controllers.
It makes sense with that. With this, you can just play right on Quest.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing I'd get from the Nintendo stuff is the GameCube controller, because I actually do have nostalgia for that, and I would probably just put it on the bookshelf behind me. I'd just get one and put it on the bookshelf, to be honest.
Pretty good for Melee and stuff,
I'm awful at Smash. I just don't even bother. I just don't even bother. We played Smash on when I came around in May, and I didn't know what I was doing. So, like, I was never that person in the game. But that's the only one I'd get. But no, the Virtual Boy, this is cool. If I was 10 years older and had this as a kid or some sort of affinity to it, for sure. But yeah, it would be once again something that I'd buy to put in the back, but I'm curious. I don't have nostalgia for it.
I'm curious how many they sell with 14 games, $100. I mean,
they'll sell out. So? Yeah, there'll be so many people
still going. It's not. I don't think.
Yeah, but this is nostalgia. People will buy it. A lot of VR enthusiasts will buy it just for the sake of having it in the back. They might never try it.
So you think they'll have to just remake more, or you just think they won't even?
Remake more. I think they'll remake more. I don't know. It depends.
They've remade a Super Mario All Stars situation or whatever.
I don't know, because they remade the N64 controller eventually. Like, it took like a year and a half, but it finally came back into stock. And same with all the other stuff. So I anticipate they'll make more. I don't think it's going to be limited. It's just going to be actually, I don't even know if they announced it as limited, but I just think it's a really cool thing, and they're just going to sell out straight away. But then eventually it'll probably come out, because then you'll have something. Yeah, I guess you have the cardboard cutout that they sell to you as well.
Yeah, the Labo thing, $20.
But I just thought it was cool.
Something like that.
I've never played Virtual Boy, but if you played it on the Quest, right?
Yeah, it makes me sick every time.
Yeah, nice. I guess that's why you have to be stationary and sit there. But yeah, exactly. Anyway, that'll do for our part one. Samson, we did this within 40 minutes. Normally we're an hour at this point, so we did really well. Part two, we're going to get to know us from our questions that we got.
Get to know you.
Booth. Get to know me, get to know Samson. So we'll see you in part two.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
All right, welcome back to part two of LTO 204. I'm going to take a step back and let the audience know about us more. This was from a listener question, Future Proof, who's on the Discord. He's put getting to know you part one, 10 questions for both Dan and Samson. This is part one, so we'll probably do a second one. It's near time future. And he's given us 10 questions. Now, on the script, Samson, I can see you've gone through this. You wrote some of your answers down already, which is great. I, for one, did not look at any of these questions. I just copied and pasted them and just moved on. And I was like, I will just figure this out on the call, because then I'll just give you the first thing that comes into my mind.
I like it. I mean, a lot of the questions are definitely okay for that, but I honestly read the first question and I had to do some research. So, Dan, to give you the first question,
go on.
If you were stranded on a desert island but had a one meal only food replicator from Star Trek, what meal would you have it produce daily? And Dan, I never really watched Star Trek like that, so I looked up what exactly its like parameters were, right? Because I know it's from a show, so it's got to have like, obviously you can't like replicate everything, or like what can it do and what's it doing. So I looked it up, Dan, and replicators it's mostly small objects, right? So you can't really have it like replicate a Thanksgiving meal, that type of deal.
Oh, okay.
And it also happens to say that the replicator's food kind of doesn't taste good, and I think it's all made from doo-doo.
Excellent.
And all that said, Dan, what meal would you have the replicator replicate for an eternity?
I would have my mum's chicken curry and rice. I could eat that every single day. Every single day. I don't need the replicator to replicate me any naan breads or anything like that. Just give me the rice, give me the chicken curry, and that's all I need. Even if the replicator's struggling, leave out the chicken. Just give me the curry sauce and the rice. It's that ridiculously good. We used to, growing up, we had it, because coming from an Indian family, it's very common. I'm not sure if it is in America, but in UK, it's common to have like a Sunday roast. So every Sunday they'd make like a, kind of like what you would make for Thanksgiving, but every Sunday is what the British do.
Then leftovers all week.
Exactly, or at least for Monday and Tuesday. But for us, what we did on Saturday, we'd do chicken curry every Saturday. So then we'll have leftovers on Sunday. And yeah, Mum would just make it from scratch. Sometimes we'd vary it. We'd have like a lamb curry. Sometimes we'd make like chicken tikka or like a roast style and such. But most of the time, it's always chicken curry. And go on.
I'm just stereotypical. I gave the chicken tikka.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, this is like I think it is technically chicken tikka. It's just my like curry, but yeah, Mum would just make it from scratch. But yeah, I would have that every single day. I would easily eat that, especially now I'm in Canada and I don't get it every single week. It makes me want it more.
Well, I'm just letting you know though. But if the replicator's making it, it's just going to taste a little bit worse. So you'll be wanting your mom's, but it won't be it.
I think once I've been on this desert island for like a month, I will then just accept this as my new norm.
Facts.
What about you?
New Haven style pizza. And Dan, you might ask, what makes a New Haven style pizza a New Haven style pizza? And it is distinct in its thin, often oblong crust characteristic, charring, chewy texture, and limited use of melting cheeses.
Oh.
It tends to be drier and thinner than, but closely related to, the traditional New York style pizza, both of which are close descendants of the original Neapolitan pizza.
Sam, so we're recording this just before dinner, and I'm starving.
Yeah. I do want some pizza now. And Dan, I even found a documentary that's for free on YouTube where they discuss New Haven style pizza. I put a link here. I don't know if we can put it in the description, or I'll post in the Discord too. But yeah,
I've never tried
New Haven style pizza.
Where can you get a good one in Boston?
Yeah, well, so it started at this Pepe's place, and now Pepe's Pizzeria is sort of spreading, if you will. They're more of a chain. And there are a couple, I think, in or around Boston. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Pepe's is in Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's put that on the list for
next PAX.
And we will go have some New Haven style pizza.
All right, but are you gonna fly your mom in to make some curry?
That we'll talk about that.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. Maybe I can just bring it to you in a box. All right, Samson.
I need it fresh.
Easy one. What's your favorite color?
Royal blue. I also did some research on this one, Dan.
Why did you do research on your favorite color?
Because I wanted to get a description of it in case I had to, because I looked through so many different colors, because I was like, all right, I want to pick a blue, but I can't just say blue, so I have to like give a more specific blue.
I know what you mean by royal blue. Royal blue is the same blue that the Toronto Blue Jays wear. That's royal blue, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, well, it's a color. It's a color that contains many hues of azure blue, which is the sky blue, claimed to have been invented by millers in Rode, Somerset, located in England, some of whom won a competition to make a dress for Queen Charlotte, the consort of King George III, that utilized the color. Some variations of the color include the traditional royal blue, queen blue, and imperial blue.
Wow, okay, I can see why you put your research in that. I never knew why it was called royal blue, and now we do.
Now there you go.
Has it always been royal blue, like since you were a kid?
I mean, I do like navy blue. I like a lot of the blues, so it was kind of hard for me to. It's a close picking a favorite color is sort of hard for me, almost arbitrary, I'd say. But I also like orange, which is actually like on the opposite side of the color wheel. So orange and blue kind of I like them together. Yeah. But orange, I didn't want to say orange. I feel like I like blue a little bit more than I like orange.
You should get the new iPhone. It's either orange or blue, so you can choose which one. That's just funny how you said those two colors, and I was like, "Well, it's orange and blue." I currently, right now, I've changed my favorite colors, but currently, right now,
now,
as of today, definitely forest green to like military green, around that kind of shade of green. I'm really liking that color recently. I think it's just things that I've bought. Like my watch strap is that color.
Okay.
I really like the look of a Ford Bronco. I don't have one, but I'm like look of it, and I like the forest green version. And and then I went to IKEA the other day, and they how like they have like designed like, kitchens and such. No, not meatballs, but designed kitchens and all that. They had one kitchen which was like in forest green, and it looked really nice. And I was like, that's a dream. I was like, that's a dream kitchen right there. It was massive too. So yeah, right now forest green, but growing up for sure was definitely more on the blue side, and then I changed to red. I really like the color, like a Diablo red is what I would call it. Like I really like that.
Fierce.
Color. Yeah, I really like the Diablo. Not the light red, I just like the Diablo red, which is a bit on the shade darker. It's like green, but forest green. Like it's a shade darker than standard green.
So we started with your favorite color now, and now we're going back in time to your past favorite colors?
Well, you went all the way back to royal time with King George III, so I thought I'd go back a few years.
I gave a history of one color, Dan. I didn't give a history of multiple colors.
Look, we spent too much time on favorite color. Samson, what's the next question?
Dan, what's one feature you would improve first on the Quest 3 that you'd like to see in the Quest 4?
You go first, because let me think about this.
Yeah, see? This is one you had to think about a little bit. That said, I just really want to see it get smaller and lighter and maintain battery life. I think that's most important, is comfort while maintaining fidelity. I mean, I want the chip to be upgraded and all that jazz, but really the main thing I want is just lighter and more comfortable.
Yeah, I would resonate on that. I would say the same thing, but just to be different, I would
How Apple of you.
I would say the software, which, I know maybe the Quest 4 being more powerful can help with the software, but I'd like the software to be smoother and just work.
Everything's going to be Horizon, so.
Well, it's better now with the redesign, but it still causes issues. I had a memory issue the other day. I saw people talk about that on the Discord, where it said I was playing. What was I playing? I don't remember what the game I was playing.
Bastions.
No, I was doing the Titanic VR, and it all of a sudden crashed. It said low memory, and I was like, "That's weird." Yeah, so little things like that. So that's why, once again, with the glasses that they're coming out with, it's really cool, especially the Neuralink. But I don't trust their software unless I see really good. Everyone saying that this is actually
makes sense.
Done. So yeah, that's what I would say. Samson, if a VR game that requires movement is on Steam at a much higher resolution than the Metastore, would you still get it on Steam, knowing that you'd have to connect a cable from your Quest 3 to PC? Or would you go for lower resolution with the freedom from cables?
Well, the only place I'm using a cable really is my PlayStation VR 2. And I do sometimes choose to get a game there instead of Quest, like with Arken Age or Metro Awakening or Reach in the future. So the cable doesn't usually bother me too much, especially when I'm playing seated. And that said, I do think when you play with your Quest cabled up, it's still isn't it still a lower resolution, or it's still not? It's it's not a display port, right? So it's
right.
It's still compressing it, is what I want to say. And so, and the wires, it's attached, but it's not as attached as the PlayStation VR 2, so it doesn't feel quite as secure to me. But I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I would say I would definitely go for the Quest 3 version, unless it's a dramatic change.
I guess Hold on, sorry, because you just reminded me. With that like Isles game or the Windlands, like you know, where you're going to be moving a lot. That's one, or like Underdogs.
Walkabout threw me off in PSVR too. I'd like walk around.
Walkabout race mode, I have to do standalone.
Yeah, like Walkabout is another one that the cable really annoys me. Playing something like when I was playing Walking Dead on PSVR 2, it was fine because I'm very much like looking forward,
facing one way, yeah,
and such. But with then I mean, I guess you could probably figure that out with Walkabout 2, but you kind of do want to move around the ball and such. So I 100% I'd go Quest all the time unless the resolution is massive. Like if there's a big difference. Samson, what's your next question?
Dan, what's your ideal kind of holiday? For example, lazing on a beach, hunkering down in a cold climate with a warm fire in a cabin, a city tour, etc.
I think now, as I'm 31 in 2 weeks' time.
Wow.
I like adventure. I like to go, not like, I'm going to go ziplining or jumping out of a plane.
Ziplining's the lamest adventure you could have named, but go on.
I was thinking like activities. I was thinking more of adventure. Like recently, for example, we went to an island, Prince Edward Island in Canada, and we simply just drove around and went to the beach and went to the lighthouses and kind of explored the whole area. I like exploring.
Yeah, that's good adventure. There you go.
Yeah, that would be what I really like. The city tour is getting less and less. I used to love just doing the city tours, but now having lived in a big city like Toronto, and Vancouver's not a big city, but it's definitely bigger than what I was used to. And also going to New York before, and I've now gone to Boston and such. Like the cities are the cities. It's like I like going to a city. Don't get me wrong, but definitely the more adventure. Road tripping is more like now if I'd go to Boston, for example, like I'd really want to just go to Cape Cod and such and explore that area rather than just stay in the city is what I'm trying to say. So
I gotta tell you, that's a trip from Boston.
It is a trip. Yeah. I went down there before. It was amazing. But how about you?
How about me? Well, there are many ideal holidays depending on mood, time of year, etc. Usually I just want to be with people. I don't really like to holiday alone. And really I just like a good museum, especially a modern art museum. So
modern art.
Yeah. If your city has one of those, pretty cool. But I do like to be on the beach and to go in the water, but I don't like the sun that much. So if I can get a shade spot on the beach,
I'm with you on that one.
Gold.
I'm with you on that one. I think me and my partner differ, so I always joke that if we're on the beach, I would have the umbrella and you'd just be outside of the umbrella, essentially.
Exactly, same.
Yeah, I totally agree. Samson, which country would you most like to visit or revisit on holiday?
Probably Korea. Annyeong.
Why?
Well, I got some friends there from way back in the day.
Nice.
And I've never, I guess I've been to Asia once, but I only did a layover in Korea. So, I didn't really get to see it. Just seems like a cool place to go.
Mine's Japan, very close by.
That'd be a good one too.
Japan's on the top of my list. It's been on the top of the list for a while, but other things happening. And Samson, when you may have said the same, when you hit around 28 to 31, all your friends and family start getting married and such, and it becomes a whole thing. So the whole we end up, those will shape the trips that we go to. But Japan for sure.
Next question. What's your mother's maiden name? No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, that threw me off big time. How personal do you want to get?
I was just pretending they're all people to get our passwords. All right. What's the top country you would go to and live in if you had plenty of money and income, you didn't have to work, essentially? Where are you going to retire? Is basically the question.
If I had plenty of money and income, Sam, I don't know. Maybe if I wasn't thinking of anyone apart from myself, somewhere like New Zealand.
Nice. I like the selfish answer.
Away from everybody, but it's too far away from my family, so I can never do something like that. But maybe that.
Yeah, having tried to plan podcasts with people in Australia, what an inconvenient time zone to live in.
In fact, New Zealand might not be that bad though, because it kind of works almost like day after, basically.
It's true. So it's true for some things. Yeah.
Some things it actually doesn't matter. It's like you would record on a Monday, I would record on a Tuesday, basically.
Fair.
That's fair.
Probably like Puerto Rico.
Nice.
Yeah. Once again, I could maybe get that beach shade spot.
Yeah, very good, very good. Favorite movie of all time, Samson?
Daniel Rennan rode a blazing saddle. He wore a shining star. His job to offer battle to bad men near and far. He conquered fear and he conquered hate. He turned our night into day. He made his blazing saddle a torch to light the way. This blazing saddle, Stan.
That was impressive.
Thanks.
That was really impressive. Well done.
Thank you. And what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie, Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm pretty firm in my top three. Like my top three is Shawshank, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and Seven.
Wow. I don't think I've seen Seven.
That's a good one to watch. It's like that has been my firm three, and then my fourth that's always just on the edge is actually a musical, Samson. It's West Side Story. Love West Side Story.
Nice.
Yeah. So I those four have always been like my top four films for a long time.
This is a tough one. I don't really ever think of movies as like my top movies, really. I just like a lot of different movies for various scenarios or whatever. But if I had to pick a favorite, it'd probably go comedy, Mel Brooks, of course, and then of those, I'd probably go Blazing Saddles. So that's how I got there.
It's a nice justification. All right, we've got two more questions, Samson.
Yes, we do. On your desert island, Dan.
We're back on the desert island.
Yeah, in the shade, so you can kick back and relax. You can only take one artist's music collection. What artist's music collection do you take?
Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam is my favorite band of all time.
You got a lot of albums.
A lot of albums, a lot of good albums as well.
Live ones too.
Yeah. A lot of good albums, and the really great thing about them, some artists and bands do this as well. Some artists and bands don't do this, but you can see the progression from album one to album. Actually, don't know what album they're on now in terms of number, but you can see the difference. And some of the albums are like for different sounds, different moods that you could listen to. Yeah. Some of them are slow. Like there's a couple really slow albums. There's like the first 2 or 3 albums are quite lively. And on my like playlists, I have Ultimate Pearl Jam, which has all my like favorite songs, and basically this is all my like. If I was to make a perfect set list, this is what the set list would be. I also have Relaxing Pearl Jam, which has a lot of slow songs, which is really nice. I have Run Pearl Jam. Like I have,
your whole library is just various Pearl Jam like playlists.
Well, my like, what do you call it? The Spotify Wrapped and such for the last like 3-4 years has been Pearl Jam. And the crazy thing about it,
before they sold out to AI.
The crazy thing about it, Samson, is that I never listened to them until lockdown, until 2020.
Wow!
I already always knew about them.
Discovered the jam bands.
Yeah, I always knew about them because I was into grunge music back in the day, but mostly Nirvana and Alice in Chains. But I never looked at Pearl Jam, and yeah, then I've loved it ever since. And yeah, amazing. So that's mine, easy one for me. What about you?
This would probably be the Avalanches. The Avalanches are an Australian electronic music group formed in 1997. They've got 3 albums since I Left You, Wildflower and We Will Always Love You. And Dan, they're working on another one. And I almost got to see them live perform. It was like a week or two before, and then one of them got sick and they went back to Australia.
Oh no.
It was like 2 weeks before my birthday too. It was quite sad. It was
very sad.
Yeah, I was a bit distraught, but whatever. We got a new album on the way, I think. I actually just researching for this saw that they signed with like Sony or something. So
cool. Very cool. I haven't listened to them really before. Close. I'll have to listen to them. I haven't listened to them.
It's not for everyone.
I like electronic music though, but it just depends what type of electronic. The only electronic music I really don't like is the like gamer electronic music that's really, really harsh. But
I got you. Also, like all through, like the first album was 2000, the next 2 were 2016, 2020.
Oh, wow, big jumps.
And there's just a very the first album's definitely different, I'd say, from the next 2.
Nice, yeah, I'd check them out for sure. Final question here, Samson: top 3 to 5 favorite non-VR video games of all time. So flat games.
I had to pick 5, of course.
He said 3 to 5. Okay. I'm going to do this on the top of my head because I'm pretty sure I've done this before in the past, so I'm going to try and pick him out. Number 1, Super Mario Galaxy. Super pumped that they just announced it for Switch, and I've never played the second one because I didn't have a Wii at the time when the second one came out, so I'm pumped. And I've heard the second one's even better. Did
you get it with 3D All Stars or whatever?
I never bought 3D All Stars though, so I've been waiting. I was like, because 3D All Stars came with Galaxy, but there was Galaxy 2 that I really wanted to play.
I got you. Yeah.
Now that they've come out, anyway, that's an exciting time. 2 days before my birthday as well. On October 2nd that's coming out. October 4th is my birthday.
Do you have a Switch too, or it's coming for the Switch?
I don't, but it's coming for the Switch as well. Okay. So I have, we have a Switch here. Anyway, so Super Mario Galaxy 1, I would say, is probably up there. Gears of War 2.
Whoa. You can't just swoop in and take my Gears of War 2 out of me.
Gears of War 2. What other games were there? LA Noire. I really like that game for some reason. It really resonates with me. Probably Red Dead Redemption 2 is in that list.
That's a good one.
Fantastic game. Phenomenal.
My problem with that one is I was like really, really busy in life. So I had like basically a winter break to play it. And so I played 40 hours in the span of 1 week and just crushed through the story. So like I absolutely loved it, but I didn't have the time to like really explore everything and all that jazz.
But yeah, fair enough. And then I'd put The Last of Us, and I'm just going to say both in one category because the first one I think is just a really good game, and the second one is incredibly depressing. And I can't play that again, even though I do have the latest version. And I tried playing a bit, and I couldn't do it because I was so sad for 3 days after playing that game. So I would say just the Last of Us series in general. I'll loop them in together to cheat for my 5th one. So that's my 5, just on the top of my head. But I'm pretty sure that's like pretty accurate. How about yourself?
In no particular order here, Dan. I've got Grand Theft Auto 3, mostly because it was like the first game where I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this story game type of deal.
I feel that. My like San Andreas game, yeah. San Andreas for me, when I had that was my first GTA proper game that I actually played, so it kind of sticks with you. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I did think about putting San Andreas here, but it was really GTA 3. Like I remember playing with my cousin over winter school break. It was great. Tetris, really all iterations of Tetris, but I'll just say Game Boy Tetris and Tetris Effect here. It was mostly the Tetrises I play these days. Just over the course of the history of Samson, FIFA, I've spent hundreds of hours playing FIFA.
Yeah, me too.
many less so now, certainly in the last 5 years, but in more of my bachelor 20s and college days and high school days, I played a lot of FIFA.
FIFA 9 to 14 for me I must have spent way too much of my life playing that game. But at the time, I had no responsibility, so it was perfect. And I agree with you. It's what got me to sell the Wii and get a PS3 was when FIFA 9 came out.
That's funny.
Because I got it on Wii and it was awful.
Yeah, terrible.
And I traded my Wii in and I got a PS3 secondhand and got FIFA 9 and I was like, this is exactly what I wanted. And it's amazing. And so from 9 to 14, I'm with you for sure. I haven't really played them that much anymore as well. But yeah, continue.
I've got some Gears of War 2.
Amazing.
I love Gears of War 1, but Gears of War 2, the Horde mode, I spent so many hours in Gears of 2 Horde mode multiplayer. Pretty
better story as well. I feel like it elevates on the story. Number 1's good, but it feels a little bit repetitive at times with the cover shooter. And
you
2 is
more
just
sceneries too. Yeah,
2 is way more in depth. You go underground and all sorts. 2 is phenomenal, and 3 is really good too.
And then Towerfall Ascension, because I love multiplayer games and.
So much fun.
I've also sunk so many hundreds of hours into this one.
That's so much fun. When we played it in May, it was sick. I had a great time. Because I haven't played that game since it came out. I remember it coming out on the PS4, as a PS Plus game. Yeah, so good.
I feel bad for not fitting in Rocket League and stuff like this, but such is life. I'll
3 to 5.
I'll stick with those.
Anyway, thanks so much, Future Proof, for sending those questions. Obviously, that will be part 1. I guess we'll have another part 2 or part 3 or part 4 or part 5. Who's to say? Sometime in the future. But yeah, really appreciate it. That was a really fun one to do. And that wraps up part 2. In part 3, we'll just quickly go over what we've been playing. And there's no games out this week, so we'll just talk about what we've been playing. And we'll see you then.
Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube and Spotify. And also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. Back to the show.
All right, welcome back to part 3 of LTO 205. If you're still with us after the Meta Glasses stuff and getting to know us, what we've been playing. Samson, there's not much for me to tell this week. I played some of the Walkabout Close to Putt with everyone on Thursday as well, which was really fun to do. Really unique, different way of looking at a course and how to approach it. It was kind of silly fun. And I played a little bit of Slap Fighter. I got into it, and it was. Two things that I noticed straight away, well, actually one major thing, is that the visuals do need a bit of an upgrade. There's a lot of anti-aliasing, and sometimes you can't even read the text. It's a little bit blurry. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It's a little bit weird. I don't know if that's more of a hardware Quest issue, and I just need to reboot it and try it again. But I didn't play too much of it, so I don't want to talk too much about it. I did get stuck on the tutorial, though, on some of the combos. So I will talk about it more next time when I've had actual game, but it just definitely feels like Underdog style, definitely inspired by Underdog style in terms of the comic look and story. But at the moment, just lacking polish in terms of the visuals right now. But I'll talk.
It's just all about slapping.
Yeah, but there's more to it. There's combos involved. You can jump and it goes to slow motion. And
Gotcha.
There's power-ups as well. So there's a lot going on. It just looks worse than Path of the Warrior, and Path of the Warrior came out ages ago. So that's the only thing I would say. So we'll come back to that. Samson, what are your games that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I've got into a lot of the PlayStation VR 1. But that said, I'm going to start off with the PlayStation VR 2 game that's also on Quest 3, but I played it on the PlayStation, and that is Masternoid. And let me read the Steam description here. Step into Masternoid, an electrifying arcade brick breaker designed for players of all ages. Experience the nostalgic thrill of classic gameplay reimagined for the VR era, infused with dazzling explosions and game-changing power-ups. And that is exactly what this game is. It is brick breaker. Each map you have bricks in front of you in various shapes that you have to shoot with a ball. And you have a sort of a gun that repels the ball. And you, as soon as you like hit it, you can kind of control where it starts to go. And you can get multi-balls, you can get other power-ups. And the soundtrack is pretty like it's techno-y, electric. It's pretty good, and there's a good amount of levels. I haven't unlocked a good amount of them, but I started off just getting like 1 star, but I've started getting a little better, and I'm starting getting 2 stars. I think I got 1 3-star, and if you just want a very simple game that's like Brick Breaker, Masternoid could be up your alley.
It looks solid. Looks like a
I think it's like $15. I'd probably say if you know what you're expecting, it's probably worth that for sure. The content wise,
it's a little bit less than that.
I think it might go on stale. Okay, is it? Okay.
Yeah, because it's $16 Canadian, so it might be like 13, 12, so it might be a little bit less than that. But yeah, absolutely.
Dan, what else? I got into PlayStation VR 1, as previously mentioned. Wipeout, Dan. I finally played multiplayer with Void and Froggy, and I want to get in with 8 people now because it was pretty dang fun. It's a great game. Wipeout. It might be one of the most fun racing games I've ever experienced in VR, and like you can just look past I don't even notice the resolution on the PlayStation VR 1 being bad when I'm playing Wipeout. You just like zone in on
fast,
trying.
right?
Yeah, it's so fast, and you're just like trying to focus on what to do next. It's reinvigorated my love of Wipeout, and I'm slowly going through the single player.
I love me some Wipeout. I had a great time in the past playing that. This is PSVR 1, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It was a good time. What else did you do?
And then I played a little bit of Firewall 0 Hour with the aim controller, also with Froggy and Void.
How was the aim controller?
Oh, it feels great for that.
It's wicked, right?
Oh, and Ninja Guy got in too.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
and
it's so cool. The aim controller is amazing.
Yeah, the aim controller felt very good for it. We just need more people so we could fill a lobby, because we had to do like the training missions type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like how everything felt, it felt very good.
Yeah.
And then I played the first level of Rush of Blood, which is the roller coaster horror game, where you're sort of like what do you call it? Where you're just shooting things all along the way, like a shooting gallery type of deal.
Rush of Blood was sick too.
Yeah.
I remember playing that.
It's pretty good.
It's better than the PSVR 2 version, which is like Until Dawn. Yeah, like the Rush of Blood was a better game. It was more fun, more arcadey and such. That I was really disappointed with Switchback.
Yeah. But, Dan, that's about it.
Amazing, solid. So 1 Quest game, 3 PSVR 1 games. Nice little variety right there. And Samsung, like I said, no games out this week. You do have Zix, ZIX, which is on early access, which is the multiplayer game. But aside from that, no actual games out this week. But as we've already said, the big ones are coming.
They're on the horizon.
Big ones are coming. Yeah.
Great job this week, Dan.
All right, Sam. So that will wrap up the show. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. Obviously, send us comments below. Thanks to everyone also who sent us comments for the Walkabout celebration of 5 years. We will be doing that hopefully next week as planned. So we'll read out those comments on there. But aside from that, as always, I've been Dan. He's been Samson.
Ta-ta.
See you next week.